What is up everybody, my name is Tonny and I'm here with another Warframe guide video. And in this video we will be looking at the Zephyr Prime. So first off let's understand what his abilities do now. Except his Turbulence, which is actually the same thing. But his first ability, Tailwind, you can also fly really fast if you guys keep spamming this button like crazy. You'll be able to go to longer distance. Another added feature to this ability would be that you guys can actually somewhat hover or levitate or float or something like that. And you guys can actually move around with it. Now, if you guys want to get out of this, you guys can do whatever you guys want with this. You guys can jump out, roll, whatever. Not only that, but you guys can also cast your abilities like Air Burst, Turbulence, Tornado, stuff like that. So back in the day with Zephyr, before this update, usually when you guys are using the Air Burst, the way it operates was that it acts like Mag's pull, which is actually really bad. Because when you guys shoot at a point, basically it's like a point of pulling them towards that way, and not exactly towards the where you shot it. It's just like pulling them that way basically. With this, you guys can actually push them a little bit closer to the where you are, or where the airburst lands. So not only will they fly off like crazy, but they will just land there. Now you guys can still make them fly off like crazy like this, just by holding it down, but I don't really recommend that. The only noticeable difference when it comes to Tornado, well, basically you guys can just gather more enemies than usual, just like that. It will keep hovering around. It's pretty good for CC and such, as well as DPS, which I will show you guys later on. But let's take a look at my builds first, or some of my build, or one of my builds. Okay, so I do have one build or two builds, depends on what you guys are going for, but let's just say two builds though. Now, I do have a build with the Shooting Gallery that replaces the Turbulence because, well, when it comes to Shooting Gallery, it's already basically a Turbulence, but it's an upgraded version because of damage buff, of course, but the extended duration and radius as well. So if you guys take a look at the stock values or the stats on the Turbulence and compare with Shooting Gallery, you will notice that Shooting Gallery has a higher stats on that. So it's actually pretty nice. I don't know about the efficiency though, but I think it's not really a big deal. It's only 77.5, so it's actually not that bad. But when it comes to this build, it's basically an all-rounder. Now, if you guys are not using Shooting Gallery at all, you guys can just use the Turbulence if you guys want. So let's take a look at this right here. Now, when you guys are using Tailwind, these are the stats. Same thing with Air Burst, Turbulence, and Tornado. And these are the mods here, of course. Now, when it comes to growing power, you guys can replace this with your weapon if you guys want. Same thing with Cunning Drift, Power Drift if you guys want more power or strength, but Cunning Drift is fine. Here is the second build. Now, the all-rounder was actually my old build for Zephyr, so keep in mind about that. There's no changes there. But when it comes to this one, now this one's a little bit strange. I have negative strength. Why? Well, I'm about to show you guys later, but when it comes to strength values, it doesn't really matter that much if you guys got a strong weapon. So if you guys got a weak-ass weapon, then you might want to go for the all-rounder for more damage. Otherwise, when it comes to this build, you guys can have negative strength and just use a weak-ass weapon. And when it comes to using Zephyr now and killing enemies with Tornado, most of the time your weapon will do most of the work there. That is why I have negative strength. With that, I got more range, and with some 155 duration, that should be enough to kill enemies, because when it comes to Air Burst, there's no duration needed here. And when it comes to duration on Tornado, it's only 31 seconds. That should be enough time to kill whatever you got to kill. And Turbulence, well, it should be enough time as well. The Tailwind, when it comes to duration, I don't see any duration going on here, so no need duration. But maybe just the airspeed will be used for duration. But otherwise, Tailwind, straight up, if you guys are going to be using the hovering mechanic on this, then keep that for sure. Otherwise, you guys can replace Tailwind with Shooting Gallery if you guys want to get more extra CC. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the build demo for my all-rounder build, which is basically the positive ability strength, not the negative one. When you guys are setting off this build or using this build, you guys want to use your Air Burst and Turbulence, of course. You guys need to, which is Air Burst itself, and then Tornado. Now, you guys can shoot the enemies if you guys want, but I think it's best we shoot the Tornado because that's where all the damage buffs comes from, and they die instantly. I'm only using Ignis Wraith, and I'll show you guys my build on Ignis Wraith really quickly after the next demonstration, so you guys can see how much damage I do with this Ignis Wraith weapon. So here is the CC DPS one, where it's basically negative ability strength. So you guys can see the difference if you guys have negative ability strength and want to know if there's any difference. I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to go ahead and gather these enemies up. Go ahead and use my Tornado. I'm going to shoot, I don't know which Tornado it was, I think it's this one. I have no idea which one, they died already. So ability strength again, as long as you guys got a strong ass weapon, you guys should be fine. And the weapon you guys use, it should be based on fire rate. Most of the time fire rate, that's the main difference there. So make sure you have a super fast fire rate. It doesn't have to be Ignis Wraith, it could be Amprex, where I heard about that, where people are using Amprex with Zephyr. You guys can use some machine gun, I guess. Machine gun, whatever weapon has fast fire rate. And when it comes to the status, you guys can use electricity if you guys want, which I don't really use because gas damage basically kills both the Grineers and the Corpus. Electricity would destroy the Corpus enemies insanely fast. So here's the build I have on Ignis Wraith. You guys can see that it does very well. I don't know if that's a good damage or not, but that's pretty little. And then with the Riven here, yep, pretty damn decent stats, I would say. Not the best, but decent, but the fire rate actually does help there. Alright, one more last demonstration. And what happens if you guys use Viral on these guys? Because I think lots of people here use Viral instead of the electricity as well as gas damage. But what about Viral? Well, let's go ahead and test this out. It's not really AoE, but it does help a little bit. It takes a little bit longer, but still gets the job done somehow. Yep, there you go. So that's what happens if you guys use Viral. And that is it for this video. If you guys do like this video, give it a like, subscribe to support my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you guys, peace out.